Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Russia in SnowRunner. Off we go. We have to repair a couple more stuff and then we have to, haul. We have explored everything though on the Russian map and that's an awesome thing to have now right behind us. We got a Taymyr, we got most of, if not all of the upgrades. We could check that in a split second. But man, this is fun. Deep mud, beautiful pine trees, forest and good challenges, by the way. So we have 16, upgrades unlocked, 23 out of 24. So somewhere around here is a sneaky little upgrade. Maybe on this map? Well, it kind of seems like we should have gotten that one right over there. Didn't know that. All I did remember was there's a beautiful truck that needs a little bit of love, though. A little bit of grease, probably a couple new bolts and gears and, whatnot. So let's go. Oh, boy. Let's go and give it to that little truck. And this thing is hauling though, right over here. Wow. The Taymyr did not stand a chance in this mud though. And we are hauling here too, right? So that's the awesome thing about it. Start tracking. Here we are. Oh boy. Yeah, big boy is kind of stuck there. There we go, there we go, there we go. And off we are. Now let's see. We want to repair. Zig right over there. Maintenance trailer. Suspension. Let's see. There we go though. Well done. The truck is in working order. We'll make sure to put it to good use. You better though, because that truck deserves a little bit more than it does get. Alright, so what we want to do it with the Tiger right now. Then again, maybe keep this big boy specialized as is. Right over here, I would say. It's kind of cute, by the way, that the TUS 166 is actually the forerunner of the Taymyr, though, huh? Oh, well, let's go right over here. We could dump this one right here for now. We might use it later somewhere else, though, right? On the map or in a different part of the map. Let's go grab that little trailer. Alright, we arrived over here. I thought, it would be a more interesting road once we have that thing behind us, right? The extra weight, the extra difficulty because of the weight might make for an interesting haul. Although, yeah, I would say, this 4-on can absolutely handle it. It's a little bit top heavy though, as you can see. It's swaying a little bit, but that's alright though. We can master that. Here we go. Beautiful. Beautifully done. We got a couple of repairs done on that roof, huh? Yeah, the issue right now though is we have to pull this trailer out of here instead of making it a sharp turn. So it's going to be interesting. I don't want it to ram too much there. Oh, do you see that? It is an axis turn trailer. And not very useful for me right now if we have to turn backwards though, right? And change position. I'd rather have a stiff trailer, if you know what I mean. Hoppa, beautiful. Whew! I don't think we can climb that though, huh? Look at that. Yeah, we do need a very specialized Jeep for that. I would say maybe the Rubicon or something. With some wheel extensions. Especially the extension itself. So we are raised more than normal. And then with some extra bigger wheels, 50 inch, maybe 60 inch. We could manage that though, like one of those climbing motorsports. Here we are. And there we go. I'm so curious what this town was used for though. If any one of you can actually translate that, then please leave me a message. You know what I mean though, right? You know, because I'm curious about the lore behind all of this. You know that there are war camps over here, right? Gulag war camps. And yeah, you know, that makes everything way more interesting if you do notice the radiation in those places though, right? Poor people that had to work there. I mean, gulags were not a picnic either, and then you got sickness by radiation poisoning and all that stuff, right? But then again, raw uranium, it's bad, but it's not that bad though, right? You know, so if they had to store refined uranium there, then yeah, that's concerning. And so the trailer arrives. Hopefully people are happy with it though. Hopefully it had a couple of snacks too, right? Because these people deserve it, man. Look at the surroundings, man. They just step outside and they are almost drowning already, you know. Well, as expected, the contents of that trailer have seen better days. Still, we should be able to put some of it to use. Thanks for your time. You're more than welcome, big boy. Alright, now let's see. We have only this one, so I think we will pull our trucks out of this place. Yeah, I think that's the best action that we can do right now and prepare for the next part of our journey. And that is inside of the quarry. This is the last little upgrade that we do need. Hoppa! Raised! Raised is always such a special thing to find though, if you ask me. Because it makes life so much easier. Now let's see though. This one is for the step 30 of 30. Step 310E. I believe this one though. We just did unlock. No, we did not unlock that. We did actually rescue that. The bear hunt. Find all upgrades in Taymyr. Very nice. And I believe while we are here and we have the Tatarin with us, we can just deliver this abandoned car. Right? Yeah, I think so. We don't have to fuel it up or anything like that. So that's a sweet thing. And oh, we don't have a wreck. So it could be like we are just making it, right? I think we are just making it with this Tatarin right now, which is a good thing. After all, we don't need a scout anymore, so, you know, let's just keep on going, you know? I believe, though, like in our other Tatarin, we had a lot of issues with deep mud for one simple reason. We had the wrong tires, maybe, although it was excellent for deep mud and excellent for off-roading. But it seems like this Tatarin has less issues though in deep mud. Which is kind of surprising though, right? Because it doesn't look like it's special mud tires or anything. But I believe these are the Tatarin special tires. We will have to check that out though once we do bring this one to the garage. And then check a little bit under the hood though, one might say, right? You know, under the machine itself. As you can see though, of course this is downhill, it doesn't mean muds. Let's drown this big boy also a little bit right over here. It's a shame that it doesn't have a snorkel or anything. And here we go. Sure, it takes damage because of that rock, but it keeps on pushing. The other one couldn't push anymore. So we have to learn from that though, right? You know, we have to adjust it and do our best and make it quite worthy. Quite worthy of fixing and hauling and scouting though, because the next map might be even worse with mud than this one. I'm not sure which one is actually coming after this one, so I'm very, very curious about it. Oh, and by the way, as you can see, I have fixed the stutter. Put shadows not on ultra, but put it on high. It does wonders though for your eyes, right? So keep that in mind, do that, and you will be very happy though, as I am right now, because man, those flickers in the trees and stuff like that, it was just distracting, wasn't it? I kind of feel like I am causing a lot of damage to the environment, you know? Yeah, okay, that's clear, right? You know, I just ruined everything here. But I don't know. It kind of feels wrong to play like this. Right? Like just going for the shortcut or something like that, though. Let me know what you think about it, though. Because if we think technically, right, you know, like we should also do some preservation, right? I think we should also do some preservation of nature and take good of the environment. There are lots of trees. Sometimes you cannot do anything about it, of course. But most of the time, though, we have most control of it. I don't mean something like, oh, that's bad. But I mean like making extra roads, shortcuts, plowing through trees and stuff like that, like this over here. Although it is very satisfying to do that, though, for some reason. Hoppa! Yeah, I got some big plans, by the way, for the channel, right? You know, like upgrading some gear. I already did upgrade my sim gear. You know, like getting some farm sticks, dual setup for those, so 2 times. It helps with simulation games that have... Ooh, there's a wolf over there. Look at those eyes, though, staring at us, man. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Kind of creepy. Kind of beautiful at the same time. But yeah, you know, like, it will help us out with cranes and heavy cranes especially, though, right? You know, forklifts, you know, and all these beautiful little goodies. I'm not sure if I can actually set up a joystick for this game, so we will have to find out if that is the case. I'm going to use forklifts a whole lot more, of all the cranes, a whole lot more often. So I actually have to check that out, because now I'm kind of curious and excited about it. Hopefully I will not be disappointed. But yeah, you know, I'm also planning, you know, because I'm playing Call of the Wild a lot, and I love Euro Truck Simulation. And I think I will invest in a Tobii eye tracker, you know? So I have a lot more planned than that. So, you know, like, the future is bright for the channel, though, right? You know, like, everything that we make on the channel, is going to be put right back into the channel. I think the shorter way is here to the right, and then the concrete road, or tarmac actually it is, I believe, over here, than asphalt. We also did upgrade our PC a little bit with some faster RAM in it, so that's pretty decent, right, you know, and it helps out with the simulations, though, to run a little bit smoother on much higher resolutions and details, so that will help out quite a bit, and especially with recording, though, on OPS, right, you know, you cannot underestimate RAM, although you don't need 1000 RAM or something, or, you know, like 100 something. I recommend getting at least 64 if you do OBS with it, though. Yeah, and at least, yeah, I would say 32 minimum if it's quick RAM, right, you know, and it has good pacing if you just do high resolution simulation gaming. Aliens, honestly, does he expect me to buy that? If he loses his car again, he's on his own. Alright, good to know. Good to know. Ooh, travel through every region with a single tank of fuel. That's what we just achieved here. I mean, how cool is that? So, customize. Yeah, let's check under the hood over here. It's going to be very important. Sadly, we can never upgrade this, though. But it's an A+ with durability and power to weight. And fuel consumption is C-. That is pretty decent. We can only wish for a C. Or an S, I mean. S in power to weight. But this is perfect, all right? We are not hauling anything, to be honest. Unless we are using, you know, like the cable, the winch. Advanced special, which is awesome, though. Fine tune, and we have special over here. I think an advanced special will be very nice. Stock dead tires. Yeah, we have this one on the other one. And it causes way more issues. And then we have this one right now. And I think it's pretty decent though, right? You know, it might even be way better. So what I want to do is put this one out. Put the daytime on. Just for one simple reason though. So we can have a clear comparison. And I think that's important. A clear comparison between these two Tetherins. Because we are going to see which one goes easier through the deep mud. And the loser is going to be sold. Nah, it's going to be stored. I'm going to keep both of them. Alright. So we want to go through here, right past that. I already tested it out with another truck, as you can see. Oh. Not bad so far. Yeah, I do love that machine over there. It's so good, by the way. This one is hauling, dude. Wow. Remember we had issues with the other Tetherin, though. Maybe there's a fault by the engine. Whoa. That's a lot of extra damage, though. Let's just go through here anyways. I know, dangerous water level. It's alright. No issues. Zero issues. Now let's do the same with this one, right? It's going to be very important. I do love the thick tires though. I have to say that. It just screams strength for some reason, right? You know. Anyways, let's go. Oh. Yep, there we are. Oh. Wowzers. We are already stuck. Dude. There's no comparison. Wowzers, though. I will just recover this one for once. And there we go. As you can see, we have these on this one. Dude. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, so right now we do have test number 2 with this one. Different paint job, different sticker, as you can see. This is the Off-Road Warden number 154. So, you know, if you have a complaint, you know what to, complain about, or who to complain about exactly. You got a code, you got everything. But we do have the extra weight, right? You know, the extra repair, the extra gasoline and all. But the only thing is different than stickers and, you know, like, well, it's just the wheels. It's the same wheels. And as you can see, though, this thing is hauling, dude. But I've had a little bit difficulties with the other one here, too. But because of the weight, it's a little bit higher. Right now, though, it might actually be more difficult for it to haul through. But so far, not really though, huh? No road, no problem. I park where I want. Natural flavor. Why do they call that flavor? I mean, do they taste it, right? It should be natural scent, right? Or am I wrong right now? I mean, I know that I'm rambling on and often don't speak a proper English either, but you know what I mean, though? Okay, got the same damage there. Ooh, camera not available in the water, huh? Yeah, we almost became a submarine here. But so far, I think it's the same speed and everything. So the extra weight might have made it a little bit slower. Just a little bit, but not a lot. This is a perfect test though, isn't it? Awesome. Alright, so we have to get a fuel trailer right there. I do have to say though, there's one right standing here. There's another one closer to the southern parts too. Not too far away, I have to admit that. But let's just go and grab this one, see how that one goes. Yo, I'm very curious because this is the shortest haul I will ever make then. Hoppa. Oh, and doesn't work. Ah, they have an extra. Ooh, they have an extra string of code around here then. Fuel. Yeah, we don't have to do that over here. It might be like we do need something like the flatbed trailer that we have right on our back. Well, not flatbed trailer, but the low saddle. Yeah, it's called the saddle. Saddle. Here we go. Anyways, this one is not working. What a shame. What a shame. But it was to be expected, right? Oh, we are down to the south, and once we do arrive there, we will haul together the trailer back up north. Well, we sustained a little bit of damage though on the way around here, you know, so it's good that this little thing is around here too, man. Let's just borrow those tools a little bit, screw everything a little bit tight. So let's repair. No, oh, not the wheel. There we go. That's beautiful. Now detach the trailer. Throw we are no thief. And then we are going to haul this pretty boy around there, right? You know, because it's going to be very interesting. And the issue is, though, the road is very muddy, but they have a nice solution for that, though. You can already see the little bit in the distance right there. Yeah, they have vertical logs, though, on the road. It will turn ultra slippery, too. But hopefully the tires are thick enough, right, you know, to actually get a little bit of grip. That's the trailer. Refuel. There we go. It's in the contract though, we can do that. So yeah, you know, like if you ever been in the forest when it did rain for a while, or yeah, one day it's slippery, but if it has rained for a while, you might actually say that someone went around and sprayed the forest in WD-40. So this is kind of interesting. I mean, the tires are big enough though, right, you know, to actually do something here, but a normal car, yeah, it will just slip around, man. 20 damage. Pretty easy without race suspension though, Nord Tiger. There we are. Let's do some hauling, boys. Here we are though. Beautiful trip though. Nice little song. You know, in the background. Good theme. Here we are. And bloop. There we go. Good work. We'll do some analysis on the samples and see if this rig has any chance of being lucrative. Let's hope indeed. Let's hope indeed though. Now, what is up next? Now, let's see. The off-roader. This one has to be repaired. So that is pretty decent though. Delivered to the service hub. Wait a minute. Service hub? Which one? Deliver to the service hub. Do that. Ah, we first have to do restoring. Of course, of course. Good day to you. We have got a truck that was headed for the old town to the west before it went off the road and ran into a tree. It needs to be repaired and delivered to the service hub. Can you take care of it? I think we could. I think we could though. Stop the engine. Actually, no. Before we do anything though, we kind of want to... Can you just drive back? Oh, there you go. We kind of want to prepare it for the next haul though, you know what I mean? Kind of interesting that if you do have this off... Oh, wait a minute. It does show up too then. I hope so. Yes, it does. Alright, pretty cool. This time you don't have to hold it down. Let's park it right over here. Here we go. This is going to be fun though, right? You know, everything is nice and ready already. Very close by too, so it's just a walk in the park, one might say. Let's go over here to the right. I think I already did see the truck from here. Yeah, we do. There we go. I mean, you know, like, this is efficiency now, isn't it? Oh boy. Let's be careful around here though, right? You know? Oh no, a little bit further we have the extra rocks that we don't want to hook here and there. Come on, big boy. Repair. Now, what else do you need? You only need repair, it seems. Yes, okay, that's quite cool. For on, that is the zig right over there. And right now, what is the mission? I forgot to track it, it seems. Start tracking. Oh, look at that. It does need gasoline. Aren't we lucky though to have that too? Beautiful. Deliver to the service hub. And it should be here. But it's actually down there. Alrighty. First ride. Not really though. It's the second ride. Right before the rock clear disaster. Yeah, it's a disaster though. Because there's also an electric pole that is actually ramped over the road, so that's going to be difficult to clear up. So it's right, straight, and then right. Alright, awesome. Let's get ready over here. Decent turn. It's getting already late though, huh? Sun is almost settled down. It's going to be a cold, cold night. Look at it, all the fog rising over the countryside, right over the road, through the forest. I apologize, little tree. Oh, he bounces right back up and he's gone for good. Ay. I kind of want to preserve these trees, to be honest. Hoppa, there we go. It's good that we are in the 4-on AE. It's a tough one. It's an absolute little tough engine that can definitely do whatever it wants. Oh, it's one of those. Let's get that one a little bit closer. Nice. Alright, close enough. Let's go. Let's go. Wow, look at the view though of that tower over there. Whoa. What got damaged there? And by what though? Strange though, isn't it? But anyways, let's keep on going. Let's keep on rolling. We're getting paid, not by the hour sadly. This is a lot of weight though to carry, right? A lot of it. But I'm sure that we can manage. kind of had a feeling like this will happen, though. I mean, it is very understandable, though, isn't it? Let's see. We could put that engine on, too, to help us out a bit. The issue is, though, it is not really, you know, like facing the right way. Let's put this in low. Oh, yeah. Instant traction, though. That's beautiful, man. That's what I like to see. Here we go, here we go. Low gear again. Yeah, we gotta do something here, though. I don't want to abandon the service station, though, right? You know, it's way too important right now. Well, it's not a station, but it's something that I want to keep. I think it might actually be a good idea. Until we do find a task, though, right, that we do need it for. And we already had one just a second ago, so I really want to keep it with us. Come on, don't be a roady mud hole right over here. Okay, let's put the truck engine off. The other one, though, that we are towing. It's a rough terrain, man, but I do like to push this 4 on AE a little bit, though, to its edge, right, to its max. Because all the extra spare parts, though, it's not just screws, hammers, and drill machines, right, you know, it is so much more. There are engine parts that are very heavy, too, right, metal parts, there are bumpers, there are tires in there. And I mean truck tires that weigh a ton. And then we have, you know, other steel parts here and there. We have fuel there too. And, you know, it just stacks on. It's packed to the brim. You know, so that's the cool thing about it, though. It's a truck that can and a truck that wants. Careful around here, because it seems to be a little bit on the slippery side for heavy tipping. And we are tip heavy right now. Let's go stable here in low gear. Oh boy, yeah, as you can see, though, my trailer is already tipping over. Let's just go straight just in case. Wow, that trailer, man. That trailer wanted to go. Back into automatic. Oh, what happened there? We did not hit anything, though. But that trailer really tries to tip us over, though. Ay. And here I thought it was on my side. Isn't this the logging station, though? No, it's not. Okay. And of course, 1, 2, and 3. Much obliged to tell you the truth. It's not the first time that the driver has gotten himself into trouble. I suspect he may be drinking again. This may This may have to be his last job. I hope not for him, though. I hope he gets his alcoholism under control, because If not, man, you know, it's a rough living out here. It's a rough living, and trucking pays good. It's a very well paid job and very respectful too, right? Because without any of our truckers, we can't do much though. Let's actually refuel. Papa. There we are. Alright. Engine off. And let's see what our new task is. Clearing the way, metal beams. But from where do we take the metal beams? Yeah. I know that we could get it from the rift, I believe, too. Although I'm not certain. And cliffhanger. What do we have here? Deliver to the hermit shack. Restore. Well, it seems like we already have a restore job. So, hey, let's drive there. We just had that road. So, I would just see you guys at the location of destiny. Alright, so let's find a proper way to go around. It seems like I missed my turn. Meaning, I have to turn left around here then. Go a little bit deeper around and all. But man, this quarry is a big one, huh? At least they have modern engineering over there. Look at that digger. So that's nice. The excavator is a proper decent addition though to pickaxes, I might say, right? Because it's probably not that long ago that they used pickaxes around here. Just as a form of punishment, I believe, right? Because if you ever have seen those Soviet machines though, man, they were created to destroy our planet though, you know, with the size that... Ooh, let's go to the left. There is a stump right to my right now. Yeah, this is fine. I had to do this though, or else we would have tipped. But yeah, you know, they were made to actually destroy our planet. Like what one of those excavator buckets could haul. You do need 40 of those smaller ones, right? You know, it is absolutely insane how they managed to do all of that, though. Very impressive, too. Very, very impressive. It's tip heavy heaven over here, I would say. Although, pretty decent. We are not that tip heavy as I thought we were. You better don't roll down there. Alright, refuel. Yes, definitely want to refuel ourselves too. The tussle, of course. And repair. Do we want to body fan add-on? Sure. Mine? Yes. To the hermit's shack, right over there. Why is there a flag over there out of nowhere? Interesting. So, I see. It's not a difficult road, though. It's not a difficult one. That's the winds. We did hear wolves in the background, though, an entire pack of them. Yeah. I apologize. Oh, yo, hermit. I think the hermit has some special powers, man, you know, like he's seen from his little place up there. You can actually see his house a little bit. That we destroyed, well, damaged a little bit of his vehicle, and man, he's sentimental though, huh? So he had to punish us too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, this is crazy. Nope. This is crazy work. I don't recommend doing this. Wow. Whew. I was sweating buckets there for a second. Oh boy. Yeah, let's go here. And let's see. I believe the landslide is right left of that light pole. Or it's to the right. It's to the left. Okay, I was right. Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely something we want to repair ASAP, by the way, before we do any company missions, right? You know, with the big hauls, because, you know, those guys, He never asks for a little work though. He always asks for a lot of extra. That's what you get, right? You know, we are working now for civilians. And those companies have bigger, more massive budgets than the average civilian. So of course they can afford, you know, heavy hauls and... well, to be honest now that I think about it, these civilians also pay for a massive premium, right? You know, 7.5k at times. That is a lot of money though that you just have to, you know, pull out of your wallet. It's like a magical number for a modern economy, isn't it now? So this is an interesting little thing though around here that I just noticed. Is that it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter if our haul was a different truck. Or it's just this one. This mud over here is just abysmally huge. Thick and deep. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Yeah. The tusk pulling itself right now, right, you know, is doing wonders. So that is good to know. Weight does not always determine everything. Okay, low gear. Neutral. And let's put it in low gear plus. Yeah, that's too much. We are digging ourselves in though. We don't want that. Let's go a little bit on the left side because we have to make a left turn over here. And we could pull right through there, but let's stick to the road. And there we go. Low gear plus. By the way, I find it a little bit fascinating that we do see these metal electrical poles for, well, electric, right? Electricity in the region. It is probably for the modern factories around here, although I would say they don't need that much electricity. So either there's a big city close by, or, you know, like maybe within 50 to 100 kilometers or miles. But the thing though is that normally you do have... Ooh, don't be tipping now. Normally you do have, you know, like a stripped tree and then a couple of poles left and right on it, right, you know, and then some decent thick electric wires. You do see that everywhere, to be honest. So it's getting modernized around here. There are some big plans for this region, I see. Oh, there is a small factory town here. Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't need these thick electric wires. So that's kind of cool, though, if you think about it, right? You have some big major plans to upgrade the region. I believe it was up here. No. That's a different house. And here we are. Come on, Hermit. Be a very happy man that I destroy your garden. There we go. Awesome. Doesn't hurt to do a good deed for your neighbor every now and again. Trouble is, now and again, is becoming every darn week with this guy. Anyways, here's what you're around. Okay, big boy. I apologize now, right, you know, for his little garden. Probably herb garden or something. But man, this is going to be a difficult turn. So yeah, By that, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful time. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay happy, stay healthy, and don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful time, guys. Bye-bye.